What's going on, guys? So doing a quick video today because I'm kind of lazy today and I don't feel like going and doing anything, so I'm just gonna stick around at home and work on my gear and all this stuff. But basically I made a sheath the other day for a dive knife out of PVC pipe, and it worked out really well. And it's easy to do, it's cheap, so I'm gonna make a quick video. I got this off another guy. I think his name is like something Cricket or something. I don't know. I'll post a link to his video. But it's really easy to do, and you can do it for almost any knife. So I've got a bait knife here. I needed another, tiny dive knife or something that's easier to, brain fish with and stuff, because my big dive knife is just, it's huge. It's like, that's my oh shit knife, So I got this little guy, just a couple bucks, it's a bait knife. But the sheath that it comes with, I was just gonna electrical tape this one to my other knife, like out on the front, kind of like you see those hunting knives where you got two of them on the same deal. But it doesn't stay in the sheath at all. Like, you can see where it just comes right out, and it's not hard to do. So I'm gonna make another one out of this PVC pipe. It's super easy to do, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All right. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I've got a scrap piece here. And I got a ton of this stuff, so if I mess this one up, I'll just cut another piece. It's cheap. But this one's got a bunch of like chunks out of it, so I'm going to get rid of that stuff. And a couple nicks here and there, but whatever. It's just going to be a cheap little sheath. I can make another one. This is a trial run. Alright. So basically you want a little bit of room down here at the end of the blade. And then, let me just see where I'm going to lay this out real quick. So basically what you want to do is leave a little bit at the end of the sheath, and then you want to mark where the knife handle starts, about as wide as the knife blade is. Alright, so that's about as wide as the knife blade's going to be. And now you're going to flatten this stuff out when you heat it up and all this. So then, depending on how you want to attach this thing to, with straps and stuff, either you can leave it just the length of the handle, and then basically have just like have some straps running through it, or you can leave a really long section and fold it under like this, and then have a section where your belt can go in. But I'm just going to leave it the length of the handle on this one, about like that. So let me get my cutters real quick so I can make this quick. Cool. Okay, so got it about the length I want it, and right there is where that's going to be. So now you just need to plan out your little catch guy. On this part, basically what happens is you're going to leave a lip at the end. So when the knife slides in, it's going to be similar to this, but it'll be on this side, so it can catch that lip right there when it slides in. It's like this little lock. And actually, these work really well on these, but leave a bunch extra, because you can shape it later and make it do what you want to do. So I leave a lot extra, so maybe about like there. Because last time I went through like a whole bunch of pipe because I kept making it too short. So leave a whole bunch extra, and then you can you can fix it later, Because from here to back here, basically you just want to go just past halfway mark, So if the pipe's like this, you want to go just past it, not far at all, and then it'll be flat, and this will be able to go in and out of there, and you can tweak it later. So basically, a little trick is to use a piece of angle iron to get straight lines. And let me go get that real quick. So this is a little trick. Use a piece of angle iron like this, and you can lay it on your pipe, and then it'll give you straight lines up and down. Alright, so I just leave a little thing on there that says no cut, whatever, so I don't cut that off. But basically I'm going to cut out all of this right in here. All this crap. Alright, I'm going to get rid of all that stuff that's in here. Okay? And then leave this little tab, and it's all going to be flat, and then this will hold it in. So you guys will see that in just a minute. Okay guys, so in my 4 inside corners there, I drilled them out. So you can see right there in those 4 corners. And then I'm just going to connect the dots with the angle grinder or a Dremel if you got one. That's probably a more controllable tool. Alright, so this is what we're left with right here. And this is exactly what you want. Something similar to this depending on your knife. I'll show you the other one I made because the knife's different. So I had to come up with something a little different. But this is pretty much what you want. You can make this piece right here wider. I don't think I need to, so we'll see how it really goes. So this is the other one I made. You can see where I had to put the loop on the back and all this stuff because I didn't make this piece wide enough. Luckily I made it super long, so I was able to double it over and use it as a belt loop, and it's actually working out perfect. You see where I had to make this really wide and very, let's see, there's a light thing I can hold up. Yeah, see where I made it really, really wide, and I had to do these big depressions in it and stuff because this knife is actually, it doesn't have a lip on it. You can see it just gets narrower, so the only way to hold it in was to create something that hooked onto this, but I also had to be able to put it back in. So I had to leave these flares on it so you can push it back in like that. And it actually works really well. I mean, this thing, it's not come out. So worked really well. At first I thought I would have to have something else to hold this piece in, but on my belt it actually works really, really good. So, you know, put a little decoration on it, made it my own. Looked pretty cool, you know. So for this part you're going to need just a couple more things. You need a couple pieces of wood, kind of like this. A pair of gloves is a good idea because this shit gets pretty hot. And then maybe like a towel, some kind of padding stuff. You'll see why in just a minute. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to heat up this PVC. Now you don't want to take it past like 210 degrees, really, because that's when the PVC starts to like burn a little bit and maybe melt like really bad. And basically, PVC is a thermoplastic, so we're just heating it up to soften it, to mold it to whatever we want. So we'll show you that in just a minute. So let me fire up the stove, and then you're gonna have to see my feet in this next one because I just don't feel like putting on shoes or whatever, and you'll have to live with it. But that's okay. It doesn't take long to heat this stuff up. If it's thin stuff, it doesn't take long at all. It takes like 2 minutes, but not even that. But I got the thicker stuff, so it'll take a little bit longer. That's okay. So you're gonna need your PVC. You're also gonna need your knife because once you heat it up, you're gonna slide the PVC in there, or slide your knife in there, and then start working it a little bit and then stand on it. So it just compresses down to the blade really well. And you'll see this. I didn't need a piece this big because look, the knife already goes in it. But I'll show you how wide it actually gets. This is 3/4 inch. So I'll tell you how wide it actually gets. I probably could have gone with like 1/2 inch or something and it would have done fine. But whatever. I'll take measurements for you guys later, so I don't get that many questions that are dumb. Like, what color PVC are you using? Why'd you use white? Like, I don't know, fucking do it yourself. Alright, so let me get this going. And then I'm going to leave this down here because this is where all the business is going to be, right here. So, I move all this stuff. There we go. Right there. That'll be good. And then we'll go from there. That's my boy Carl. He's a good kid. Alright. Yeah, put it in like that. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's good. Alright, maybe this will work. Oh, yeah, that'll work good right there. Yeah, I probably should use thinner PVC. Or, I mean, something more like, 1/2 inch instead of this 3/4. But it'll work fine. I'm not really too stressed about it. It's not like I'm making this thing custom for someone or something, Alright, let's check this thing out. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Alright, so here we go. So we got the general shape of what we want here. Now you can see kind of the idea and how it's like shaping up. And so already it's working pretty well. So basically what I'm going to do is I got to heat up just this area right here. so I can really work with this stuff and get it going. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty damn close. It's about as close as it's going to get unless I use thinner PVC. I mean, you can see how much it flattened out there. So, alright, so let's keep it going. Because then you can kind of make one of these and just use it for a bunch of different knives, you know? The trick, if you only want to heat up a certain area of it, is to take one of these hot pads and kind of cover up the area you don't want heated, like that. This part you can just use your hands for. Alright, put it in like this. And you want to really mold it to the handle because then it'll hold it in place a lot better. See where I kind of did one of those. Alright, I'm really molding it in there. And then, there we go, that's looking pretty good. And see, you just kind of got to keep it in place until it hardens back up. And then we can come back in with a, either flatten this out or show you, you know, just get creative with it, man. Alright. Looking pretty good. There we go. So then you can use this to modify it however you want. This thing's pretty much done though. So, you know, looks like it'll work pretty good right here. Think so? Yeah, I think so. And I just got to cut, basically just cut a couple slots down here, you know, so you can put a belt through it, whatever you want to do. It'll work pretty good. And same thing with this side. You can cut a couple slots, put a belt through it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave me a message or something and get back to you. But there's a ton of videos of this stuff about it on, you know, on YouTube. So just search, you know, and you'll figure it out. Cool.